Coming up on this edition of Flash Talk, brought to you by Bryant Heating and Cooling, we sit down with head football coach Kenni Burns to break down our Arkansas game and take a look at the home opener against Central Connecticut. Head softball coach Jessica O'Donnell joined us for the first time as we take a look at her philosophy behind this year's softball team. We take a behind-the-scenes look at how Kent State prepares for game day, and we wrap things up with head volleyball coach Haley Eckerman, and we preview the home opener against Youngstown State. As always, we take a look around what's going on at Kent State University. That's all coming up in a flash. Welcome into Flash Talk here on Valley Sports Great Lakes. We're brought to you by Bryant Heating and Cooling. Dan Griffin alongside the head football coach Kenni Burns. And coach, you're not a results-driven guy, but a phenomenal effort. I really enjoyed the hustle, the heart, and everything you guys brought to the table against Arkansas. And, I mean, for 4 quarters, you gave KJ Jefferson and company a lot of fits.
Yeah, no, we played hard. Obviously the objective is to win the game, so
Sure.
you want to win the game. But I was really impressed with how hard our kids played, and we got better, as a football team for sure. And like you said, we're not a result-driven team. We just want to constantly get better, and then the result will take care of itself. So we're focused on that this week as well.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the defense. You hold them to 300 yards, only 21 points with the 7 coming on the pick 6. And you could tell throughout the game that this was to borrow a boxing analogy, a little bit of a prize fight, and you were frustrating KJ Jefferson in that offense. You saw a lot of the times where they were pounding the ground, and a little bit of frustration, or kind of looking around and just going, that was supposed to go better than it actually happened. And you guys were swarming to the ball, and I just a tremendous 4-quarter effort.
Yeah, we challenged our defense with swarming to the ball. We didn't create new plays on defense. All of a sudden, we do what we do from a structure standpoint, but getting 11 hats to the ball was a big emphasis this week. And I think whenever you can do that, being an offensive guy, that'll make your offense feel a little bit frustrated, because there's never an opening, because there's always someone else coming from a different direction. So we did that, and I think it worked. And now we've got to build off of it to take the 5 to 10 plays where we really didn't do that and make those reach the level we want it to be.
Well, absolutely. You kind of can always look at the solo or assisted tackles where that number is gigantic because there's 2, 3, 4 guys coming to the ball, and I think that was evident on the couple of sacks you guys had, but also the plays in the tackle for loss. One guy's coming there and making the initial hit, and then everybody else is there to finish the job.
Yeah. But like I said, swarming to the ball was everything, and the secondary did a good job of getting guys down. I thought that's something we didn't do a good job of the week before, but this week we did a good job with that. And then I thought our D-line, they really did a good job of playing harder and for longer. I think they lasted longer than what they did. It's still not enough, but we're working in the right direction.
Well, anytime you can get pressure with 4, that sets the tone for the defense because it allows the help to do their own thing. You don't have to kind of sell out to get into the backfield. Let's talk a little bit about the offense. You talked about the tough mindset, and I thought Gavin Garcia and the running backs did a phenomenal job. The extra yards they were able to get beyond contact, it almost seemed like a rugby pile where he and the offensive line were pushing that pile for 2, 3, 4 yards at a clip at time.
Yeah, Gavin Garcia, I thought, did a really good job of breaking tackles. It wasn't always clear, it wasn't always pretty. We're still trying to figure out our 5-0 lineman right now, but I thought he didn't let that affect him. He ran hard, he ran behind his pads, and he got what he can. You look at the first half, he did a really good job. The second half, we just got behind more, so it changed our game plan a little bit. We had to attack the field vertically, which limited his opportunities. But I like the way the direction we're going offensively. Obviously, there's still work to do there in figuring out who are the best 11 guys that give us the best chance to win.
Well, you look at the passing game, Mike utilized Justin Holmes and the tight ends very well, and Krishan McCray is quickly becoming one of a big play receiver. He's one of the top guys in the nation in yards per catch, and Trell Harris and Luke are just steady. And you guys he's quickly found a relationship and rapport and rhythm with those guys in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, the timing was everything. We didn't name a quarterback till almost the end of fall camp. So these guys have played together, but they haven't played together as a cohesive unit yet. And we're doing that now. You can see it getting better probably each week. We wanted to get more high percentage passes this week. So we checked the ball down quite a bit, got it to our running backs, tight ends, and let them do what they do after the catch. And we'll get better at the deep ball, but it's a work in progress.
Well, we turn our attention this week to the home opener, and we welcome Central Connecticut State into Dick Stadium. The Blue Devils coming in at 1-1 out of the season, out of the Northeast Conference and a good FCS conference. Talk a little bit about the Blue Devils and the challenge that they're going to present.
Yeah, they got a first-year head coach too that's just got there who's doing a great job. He's got them playing extremely hard. And they've got talent everywhere, and like I always say, that the difference between an FCS team, which I spent most of my career, and an FBS team is really depth, just having more people that are scholarship caliber players. And you look at that roster that he has, his top 22, I think as good as anything you see, So we got to come out, we got to worry about ourselves, we got to play our best game. And again, not focus on the result, but focus on how we get there and do everything we can, because they have a dynamic quarterback, a really good running back. Their defense has a really good middle linebacker and a defensive lineman that transferred from Duke. So they've got players everywhere, and we've got to play our best.
Well, Coach, really quickly, what can we expect out of your club? If a fan hasn't seen the first two games, what will they see out of this Kent Grit unit?
Hopefully we keep progressing and playing hard. I think that's our calling card. We'll never be the most talented team, but we can be the team that works the hardest, that plays the hardest, and that really exemplifies that Kent Grit. About growing each week, responding to adversity throughout the game, playing with integrity and doing it together and protecting each other. And what you saw defensively was a group, in my opinion, that played together. They wanted to look out for each other and make sure that if one guy didn't get the ball down, the other 11 were getting there to do it. So,
it'll be a noon kickoff inside of Dick Stadium. A great day full of festivities, obviously highlighted hopefully by a big win over the Blue Devils. Coach Burns, thank you as always for a few moments of your time.
No, thank you, and look forward to seeing all our fans out there, and go Flashes, Kent Grit.
Back with more Flash Talk right after this. Welcome back to Flash Talk inside our GFTV studios. We're brought to you by Brian Heating and Cooling. Dan Griffin alongside our new head softball coach, Jessica O'Donnell. And Coach, welcome to Kent State.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Appreciate you guys taking some time to talk a little softball with us. And you obviously have met the team. You guys have started the non-traditional season. Just kind of a little snapshot of what you're inheriting and what you guys are working on here this fall.
We have a really great group of student athletes that are just eager to get better every single day, excited to get in the weight room and work hard. Their energy is phenomenal. It's everything that I could have hoped to take over in a program. And the fact is we have a pretty good foundation, and now we just got to build on it and set our standards of going to compete for a championship.
Well, you and I have a little bit of history. We were former Flashes of the red variety at St. Francis. For those that are not familiar with your great work out in Loretto, talk a little bit about your philosophy and what you bring to the table and what they can expect out of your softball programs.
Yeah, so obviously took over a very successful program at St. Francis. We had lost all of our pitchers, as you remember. So it was very exciting and different, and we were really just trying to figure it out that first year. But the one consistent that I had was that I had a senior class that was not going to accept anything less than a championship. And I think when you have that eagerness and the desire to go and compete and win championships, you build this refuse to lose mentality, and that's exactly what we had, and we continued to build on that from there. And that's exactly what I intend to build here is get that mentality that we're going out to win games, and we're going to hate to lose.
We guys get a shot in a little more laid-back setting in the fall, and you guys got a number of fall dates. When you look at the fall schedule, are you treating it like you would a regular season game in your championship schedule, or is this more spring training where you're trying to figure out where kind of some pieces may fall and seeing maybe pushing the limits as to what you guys might be able to do come the spring?
Mm-hmm. I think we're always going out to first and foremost win. We want to represent Kent State well, the softball program, the history, our alumni, our fans, everyone. We want to make them proud. But also, too, at the end of the day, I want to see what we have. What do we have to work with, and where do we build from the minute that last game ends with Pitt? Where do we go, and what do we need to focus on heading into our real season in the spring? But, of course, we're going to play to win.
Well, you got a home date coming up. I believe, in my memory, the first time in a long time we've hosted a fall ball game. So talk a little bit about when the fans can come and see you guys. And the Divine Diamond is obviously there, but it's in phase 2 now, and obviously that's a great a preeminent softball venue here in the Mid-American Conference.
Yeah, I would put it up there with one of the best that I've ever even seen. The facilities here in general are phenomenal, but that field is really, really nice. Turf outfield, great infield, plays fast. And we're excited because we're not just hosting anybody, we're hosting Pitt. Very local Power 5 ACC opponent that's going to give us a good run to help us finish the year and figure out where we are and how do we stand against a team like that. And so I'm excited to be at home on our amazing field in front of our fans and just getting a feel for what to expect going forward.
Yeah, it's coming up, like you said, it's coming up in early October. But let's talk a little bit about that product. And you talked about the philosophy regarding your senior class, but when the team hits the diamond in October, and again, obviously in the spring, what is a Coach O'Donnell coach team? What is kind of, if you never have seen you guys play, what's the impression that you're looking to leave on the fans here at Kent State?
I truly believe I take a lot of pride when a fan or a young kid comes up and says, hey, I really enjoy watching your team play. The energy on that field is so much fun. It makes me want to be out there. It makes me want to come back and watch more games. So I think first and foremost, you're going to notice a very energized and excited team that's just loves to play the game. And that was one of our biggest message last week is I want us loving to play the game again and take the pressure off, go play loose, play free, and enjoy the moment. Whatever your role is, go be the best at that. And but definitely high energy, refuse to lose mentality, and just excited to play the game.
Because it is a game, and I think that a team, regardless of any level, is at its best when like you said, they're playing free, they're playing fast, they're playing fun, and that's when they're going to play at their best. And you had mentioned the 1 year that you and I spent at St. Francis, no pitching, didn't matter. You guys played fast, you played loose, you played fun, and you got hot and got better and got hot as the season went on, and took home an NEC championship and the first of many, therefore, and we look for the same here with the Mid-American Conference.
Oh, for sure. And I remember that team saying, if we give up 10 runs, we're going to score 11. I'll never forget that. And that's exactly what I hope to do here, too. It doesn't matter how many runs we're giving up, we're going to do one more than what the other team is.
Coach O'Donnell fielding a great team here at the Divine Diamond. We'll take a look inside Kent State practice when we return to Flash Talk here on Bally's.
Kent State on 3, 1, 2, 3, Kent State!
Ball though. Give me that. Come on. Oh, glass. That's on the line. That's on the line. Ballin'. Give me that. Can I say? Can I say? Sure. Okay.
You still need a catcher?
Yeah, okay. Can you be quiet? Get out of my face. Sure! Yes! Great turn, baby. Shout out Jackson, part up of dope. Hey, this run. That was nasty. Yes! Great pass. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
3, 1, 2, 3,
Kent State. Bye. Hey, you have to say bye. Bye. Flashes forever. That was good.
Happy birthday to you. Okay, that's it.
Whoa. Turn. Call me if you need. Please. Good. All you. Yes.
Right.
No.
Oh, that was so good.
6. Okay.
Let's take a look at what's going on around Kent State Athletics, brought to you by KSUTix.com. Our busy weekend gets started on Friday afternoon when our volleyball team welcomes in Youngstown State for its home opener, and it's a gold out, so be sure to wear your gold as you cheer on the Golden Flashes. Friday night, we welcome in a new class of the Varsity K Hall of Fame, and that all leads into football Saturday against Central Connecticut State. Kickoff is at noon, but the 5K before the game starts at 9 a.m., plus get there early for all the tailgating festivities. It's Military Appreciation Day with a clear bag giveaway. It's Greek Day, and the first 2,500 students will get a free replica jersey. Plus, it's Kids Day, and we honor our Hall of Fame class. Our busy weekend wraps up on Sunday with Sundays for Sunday, with our field hockey team taking on the Michigan Wolverines. For tickets and information about your Golden Flashes, visit KentStateSports.com, and be sure to visit us at Kent State Athletics on your favorite social media platform. Back with more Flash Talk, brought to you by Brian Heating and Cooling, right after this. Welcome back inside the GFTV studios. It's Flash Talk, brought to you by Brian Heating and Cooling. Dan Griffin alongside head volleyball coach Haley Eckerman. And Coach, it's finally home game week. So talk to us a little bit about being the road warriors that you haven't been over the first month and a half of the season.
Yeah, I think for us, we were trying our hardest to schedule a tougher non-conference. I think last year it was great that we went 10-2, but we really weren't challenged. And then when we got into MAC play, we struggled right out the gate. So being away and kind of being in those challenging matches and knowing that we're going to have to be in gyms that there might not be energy, and how do we create the energy, I think that was kind of our biggest focus as a whole for us. And it's great to finally be back home, sleep in our beds for a weekend, get to be around our crowd, and just kind of start the conference finish the non-conference and start the conference strong. Well,
and you mentioned putting yourself in a tough environment. The Mid-American Conference, regardless of the sport, is going to be 4 or 5 set matches in this instance, and a break or two here or there is going to be the difference between maybe 8th place in the conference or all the way up to second or third.
Yeah, that was kind of, just even though we didn't get in the conference, that was a lot of teams, 1 or 2 games of not showing up every night kind of hurt them. And so making sure that we are prepared and understanding that, these tournaments for us, it's usually 2 games on one day, 1 on the next day, and how do we bounce back after a loss or a win, and how do we come out strong? And these tournaments really prepare us for that.
We get a gold out against a local rival in Youngstown coming into the MAC Center here on Friday afternoon. For many of the fans, it will be their first chance to see this version of the team. What can we expect from the squad here so far?
Yeah, I think they're slowly starting to figure it out. I think as we continue to go each match, we have girls that have never played at the Division I level. We have girls who have transferred in and never got to play or not got to start or had the pressure of, our setter being the go-to setter right now. And so I think if we can kind of figure those kinks out and continue to do that, it's going to be a fun game for us.
Well, yeah, and again, you mentioned a young team. Coach Burns always calls it an opportunistic team because you guys you have players that are taking advantage of now a newfound opportunity. So through the first part of this non-conference season, who are some of those that have really grasped that opportunity and that have kind of you've shined a spotlight on a little bit?
Yeah, I think Bryn has done a really good job of stepping up. She's had to play behind Erin these last couple years, and so for her, finding her own way to be herself and to be successful on the court versus like continuing to live in the limelight of someone. It's almost like when your parents are athletes and everybody wants you to be like them. It's kind of creating your own kind of story. And then Kendall's kind of gone, she went from not playing, not getting a ton of playing time, not even getting a ton of reps to now being in this position. And I think she has her ups and downs in it, but I think once she gets it figured out and can figure out the mindset of the game as well, she's going to be really good for us.
Well, and that's obviously the importance of the non-conference. You're putting yourselves into situations where, yes, you want the result to be a positive one, but at the end of the day, let's figure out what we got. Let's figure out what's been working. When are we at our best so we can play fast, loose, free, fun when we get into the conference, because volleyball's a very momentum-driven sport, it seems at times.
Yeah, that's one of our focuses right now is we get to a point where we're going on these runs, and we're just not used to winning, and so we don't know how to win and finish the game out when we are up. So then it's like, okay, we're up, we were up 21-9 against Iowa. And we let them go on an 8-point run, and then we side out one, and then we go again on an 8-point run. And so we end up winning 25-22, but all we needed was 4 points to finish. And how do we finish a match, start to finish, versus like having this kind of roller coaster? And how do we continue? One of our focuses has been like continuing to step on the gas versus letting up. And that's something that we have to continue to get better in all aspects.
Well, that's going to come with experience. You can't win until you're on the precipice of winning, and that's all part of the foundation that you're building. And it's been a lot of fun to watch. It's going to be fun to see you guys live and in person here in the Max. There should be a fantastic game against a local rival where the cliches, you throw the records out the window. You got a couple of local rivals here this week.
Yes, yeah, it'll be fun.
Coach Haley Eckerman joining us here on Flash Talk. She'll be here obviously all season long. Hopefully we're talking about a number of straight sec victories.
Yes, love it.
That's going to do it for this edition of Flash Talk here on Bentley's Sports Great Lakes, brought to you by Bryant Heating and Cooling. Join us next week as we take a deep dive inside the wonderful world of Kent State athletics. For all of us here inside the GFTV studios, this is Dan Griffin saying good night and go Flashes.